Alright, let's see how this goes now. I think in my opinion it's slightly better. It is slightly better. Alright, whatever. I think I did like 2 videos already, so I'm just gonna have to roll with it and just edit it really good. I'm gonna go ahead and start, guys. I've had the stream up for I think 5-ish minutes already, so let's just go ahead and start.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Dang.
Stanley worked for a company in a
It
big
started me
building
over
where
and
he
over.
was employee number 427.
Let's skip. Nice. Alright, let's see. Let's see where we left off.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Boom.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, let's get our
Stanley lifted
friendly
the bucket
bucket.
into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
See, we love our bucket, man. Okay, so it did save. It didn't completely start everything over.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay, left. Here will be your reward for finding them all. Lies. Mission status. A large room. Lots of boxes. There's something to do with stairs somewhere. Both red and blue. Select them all. Looks like 427 places. I think I recognize this. Okay, we're gonna try to do this later. Stop kidding yourselves. There will be more required. I want to go home. I want them so much. Okay. I produce 1 plank to allow ease of access. Construct bridge to allow collection of shiny float. Retrieve crisis remains from warehouse. Construct newly structurally sound bridge. We need more planks. Okay. Trust the completionist instinct. Why wouldn't they tell us something will happen? This investigation is from just pointless, to be honest. And then ideas, what they want, stock up, blah 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 blah. Okay. Then this says something. Employees 003. Training exercise. Oh. Big leaves are hard to find. Oh, I didn't get to see. Okay, so they're making a big deal out of these, so I'll try to collect them.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I think I wanted to do this ending, but I never quite got done with this. So I think it saves how many I grabbed. So the ones I grabbed from last time, I didn't disclose. Okay, there it goes. Okay, there's no turning back, guys. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's safe from last
manager's
time.
office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
452.
Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
28. Dang, I got that completely wrong.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
I think we stopped here. And we got, yeah, we still got the sticker on it, 2 stickers, so that's good to know.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Okay.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold?
Oh, no.
Stanley and the bucket both
never
wondered
been here
to
before.
themselves.
Is this just gonna be the same thing, but with with the bucket?
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
I mean, a bucket or tight like that.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place?
Get peed in.
These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket.
I'm
he
going
couldn't
up this
accept
time.
it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world.
Okay, with
At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
But oh.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. 2 best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Bro, am I schizophrenic? This bucket hasn't said anything to me.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the 2 of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door.
I think we're gonna be in a bucket.
Wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end.
What?
True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support.
What?
What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped?
I think you can
Was
jump
Stanley
over
and the
it.
bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
Oh,
Even
yeah,
the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket.
No.
No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Oh. Dang, that started us over. Where's my bucket? Where's my bucket?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wait, what? Don't I usually go this way? What? Okay, who cares? We got our bucket.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Why did he read me so perfectly? That was so weird. Am I that autistic? Am I that easy to read?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay. So let's follow this mapping area. Okay. Large room of boxes. Stairs. Something to do with stairs. I think I know what this is. Alright. So instead of going up, we're
Coming
gonna go
to a
down.
staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Oh,
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better
Standerines.
encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it.
Standerines.
I'm sure it will come to me. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong.
Oh,
Surely no good would come from this.
No.
Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically
My
grounding
bucket.
presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my
what the
bucket,
heck?
I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his
I
special
did not
bucket.
realize.
Come to me, Stanley. Find me.
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along.
Oh, what?
It was
I don't think it
incredibly
belongs to you.
painful.
Get out of me.
Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Didn't know I could fit a bucket inside of me.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day,
Bro.
her walk was interrupted by the body of a man
So
who
she
had
stole my
stumbled through
bucket.
town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
She stole
Right
my
away,
bucket,
she
man.
knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter.
This is so fucking
But of course,
stupid.
she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
What the fuck, bro? Hey. Dang. We got the bucket and
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
This is weird. Meeting today. Alright, so grab our bucket.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Yeah, I think he wants us.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the
Red
correct way
and
to the
blue
meeting
door.
room,
I think I know what
but
that's.
Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was
What?
wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
He's so right. He's so right.
Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
What?
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Sure. Let's go this way. Get our figurine.
No, stop. Look there on the wall, you see? There's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point.
What?
Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket.
This is a pea bucket. It's
Step
different.
in here for a moment.
Oh, what? Okay. Am I getting kidnapped? Oh. What?
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
Oh.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct.
Oh,
It
what?
is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
I knew that. But I said that.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
Obviously not.
Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Dude, I'm good at this, man.
Item 3. Is this a bucket? Incorrect.
God damn it.
This is a bucket.
That's crazy.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Obvious fucking Z.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth.
Oh,
I
man,
thought
what
this
the
was a
fuck?
gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible.
I'm sorry.
Let's just move on to the next one.
I'm sorry. Don't yell at me. This test is hard.
Is this a bucket?
Obviously.
Correct. This is a bucket.
Bro, I told you I'm gonna lock in.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
No.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Gosh darn it, man. He's good at this.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Fuck. It's hard. Fuck. Yes.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
No.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective.
You
What
confuse
is a
me.
bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this.
Yes.
I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is
No.
threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
No.
Okay, here we go.
My bucket.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets,
No.
okay?
Oh, okay.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket.
Yeah,
But if
you're
you
right.
run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
The Earth is technically a bucket. It's carrying a bunch of things. What the fuck happened? What? Where's my bucket? Hello?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone. Not with the bucket around.
What? Welcome to the whiteboard ending. What the fuck? Dog mode? Hell yeah. Wonder what that did.
Stanley pressed the bucket upon every little thing in the office. Nothing responded to the bucket's touch, but it did little to discourage Stanley's belief in the magic of the bucket.
So every time I click, it's a dog.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
And new.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Okay. Am I able to enter with the bucket now?
No,
perchance?
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to
Ooh,
him.
there's a
It
door
should have
open down
alarmed
there.
him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked. No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no
Oh,
buckets
I
past
screwed
this
up.
point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay?
Okay, let's begin again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. Dang it, I don't have my dog thing no more. Dang it, guys, I'm sorry. No more whiteboard ending. Okay, let's try to get this blue-red door thing done.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before. Was it this room? A connection between the two? Could a man love a room? I mean, truly, truly, deeply, madly love.
You good, bro?
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in
see
someone else can
something.
be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone. Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really
No
do
buckets.
want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove
Oh,
that
here
I'm
we go.
on your side. You're
me
getting
that.
close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them. And now we have them all.
Yes, sir.
You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
Dude, exactly.
Now listen
I
carefully, this is
understand.
important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Sure.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices.
Okay, let's.
The two of
I
us
don't wanna
always trying to
start
get
over.
somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you. What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this... No, wait. Where are you going?
No, I think I got this ending this
Oh, no.
morning.
Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley. No! Oh, no. No, no, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Because we're both buckets, man. We're both buckets.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Yoink.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it.
Gosh darn it.
I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Yoink.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now we have to find
All of
the
his
other
co-workers
one.
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed the good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket, off on another thrilling adventure together.
What? It's different.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Do we just wait here? Is he gonna say something else?
Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure.
Indeed it
Stanley
was.
reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right, then walking to the lounge, then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired. Perhaps this was where the bucket felt most truly at home, here in the employee lounge. Perhaps it's the only place a bucket can even feel at home.
I actually want to know what happens in here.
Stanley decided to just give the bucket absolutely as much time as it needed to be in the lounge. Clearly, the bucket and the employee lounge shared a special connection.
Can I drop you? I'm so confused. Anything gonna happen? Can I zoom in? No, I cannot. Okay, I think that's it.
But finally, the bucket was done being in the lounge, and they took the first open door on their left to get back to business.
Did I risk going back out here?
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
What is this? Yes, we actually made it, guys.
And there it is, the last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment.
I feel
This
so
is doing
accomplished.
something just for the sake of doing it.
Yes, sir.
Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, But that would be like a reward, and we can't have that.
Oh, what the
So,
fuck, man?
instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Yes, sir. You already know it, man. Right. Are there any secrets over here, though? Any secrets I should know about? None whatsoever. Okay. From what we know. Oh, I died. Oh, I didn't die. Hello? Am I alive? What the hell is that? Oh, it's a printer. It's like a spider or something peeking around a corner from here. That's creepy.
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
What kind of lore did they add to the game, bro? What is this? Okay, we have no choice but to keep digging, guys. I'm really liking the lore bit. Like how everything... What?
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines. Those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one.
Thanks.
Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life?
It really
Didn't it
was.
fill you to the brim with inner richness?
You let me go now.
Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
Something's gonna be different. We're back here. I'm not complaining. I really did like this. Now remembering when Stanley found the collectibles. Let's go. See, I knew it was gonna be worth it. I knew it was gonna pay off, man. Okay, nothing. So is something supposed to be different? Hey, something's missing here. Hold on.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Oh, 7? Wait, I'm confused. Wait.
And here was a second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the boss's bathroom. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
I'm stealing more. Okay, boss's office.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
It was under the stairs, man.
No. Under the stairs was the 4th place you found a Figanley, not the 3rd. Well, I guess perhaps I shouldn't be surprised. Memories like these are so precious and so cherished that they all just sort of blend together, don't they? You know what? If under the stairs feels like the 3rd place you found a collectible, then who am I to go making judgments?
I'm confused. So here we are.
Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room.
What?
Oh, well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
I don't remember this. Is this my brain? I've never seen this room in my life.
This was the 5th mini Stan, and this one was really something special. It was by the red and blue doors. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
What the heck? He made a video just for me. It's so low quality.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Oh, thanks, man. What did I go through? Okay. Creepy. Creepy. I'm back
And then,
here
Stanley,
again.
then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here in the warehouse. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected.
Oh,
It
thanks,
was a
man.
moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Exactly. What happened? Oh. Thank you. You are in the present.
And then
Oh.
there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, Memory Zone.
What?
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the Memory Zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
What? Okay. I didn't want to do this, but like,
Okay,
bro's
yes.
more addicted
This
than me.
spot in the warehouse. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the Memory Zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more.
Oh, okay, okay. I feel like I'm getting punished. Okay, we came up to the
And
red.
here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
No, I don't remember. Oh, what the fuck?
Yes, I love that video.
Who's your favorite Pokemon? Bro, Charizard, man. I fucking love Charizard. Alright, let's keep going. Dude, I swear I do not remember this room. They have to be
Still
trolling.
don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
Solid indeed.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
Oh, I've been picking him up. I've been picking him all. I don't know what he means. I'm a thief, bro. I go that way or this way? Okay, I'm guessing this way. We're ready to pick but valid. I appreciate that, man. What's your favorite? Oh, is it Rayquaza? I like Rayquaza. I'm so sorry if I butchered that name. There's like a green legendary one that I think is super badass, but I don't keep up with Pokemon like that. But dude, oh my god, he's all hands. Dude. Bro loves to pick fights, and I love that. I love that so much. Alright, let me stop yapping.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes,
No.
I remember it too.
I don't remember.
The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it?
I'm
Keep going.
saying, bro.
This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the Figlarines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Yeah, exit. Oh, am I back here? Oh. The jump room. The jump circle.
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want
Only had one more.
more memories.
Oh, more jumping. Oh, I actually go back. Okay.
Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
They lead to the same place. They do. And our office. Heck yeah.
And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember. Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions, he would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason.
Oh,
Why did I
okay.
invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
What do you mean retire me, bro? What do you mean? I haven't gotten all the endings. We don't have time to retire. Oh, I'm going... What the heck? Weird.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Oh, let's go check out the room. Hold on.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Get Chris out of the broom closet. Hire someone. Who's Chris? Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper synergizing guy. Who moved my desk? Please keep the targets on the topic of blank. Okay, so all this was erased now. You know, alter without consulting whiteboard manager. So it's not really showing off figurines anymore.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
Well, I'm looking for Chris, man. Chris, are you in here? Chris, buddy. Sorry guys, I'm really trying to press everything. Is he gonna say anything? Okay, he's not gonna say anything.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Okay, nothing new in here. Because the boss knows what the boss goes. If the boss suffered losses, and what's the boss goes? I never found out I could open this door. What the heck? Why is this happening? What? What? Up. Oh, we get elevator music. I swear to God, I did not know this door was gonna open. I was gonna go to the escape route if I could. Is this just gonna go on forever? Okay, what the fuck? What? Down? Is he just fucking singing in my ear? Okay, I'm so fucking lost. Is this it? Am I missing something? Okay, whatever. I'll figure this out later. What is this? Oh, there's this. Okay, interesting.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the... But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Okay, let's go down. Okay, and then the choice to go up still stays there.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read,
Nope.
Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
What do you mean?
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Looks like
At
you're
this
gonna
point,
get mugged.
Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Nah, I mean a death they rate or die. What? I mean, what the fuck did I just say? I mean a bucket or rate or die. Whee! I don't think he was kidding. Oh, I'm alive. Hello? Oh, Oh, never mind.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell,
There's a button.
Stanley.
No. No.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death.
Oh. I'm free. A new narrator. The Stanley Parable.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
What the fuck is up with these buckets, bro? The bucket. Welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing in a precipice of knowledge. Much like the bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within a cavernous void, but through the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and sustained. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn out with you in the world? Will you accept with an open mind what you may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourselves and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit, or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were in the darkness? Yes. Bucket.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
Yes, I see. What is happening? I think there's something this way as well. Okay, nothing. Wait. Oh, a cut chair. There's a cut chair in the corner. Cave drawing. While we know what buckets predate the existence of mankind, we do not know by how long this cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical uses of the bucket, by which the time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes a necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance inevitably is for our own good. Did I jump? Is this the infinite hole they were talking about? Oh, never mind. What?
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
I think I died. I think the bucket's gonna be the leader now. What is happening in this game, bro?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. Oh,
A good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
yeah, let's go right. I'm not
This
sure what
was
else we
not
can
the
do
correct
that
way
way.
to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to him. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Bro, I just realized I have never been this way.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Dark room?
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Dark room? This one? Looks normal to me. Oh, there it is. Into the dark room we go. Oh, what the fuck?
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Okay.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Oh.
The Stanley
But-
Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
That's crazy. That's nonsense. This bucket is sacred. Take me back home? Okay.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Okay.
Well, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it would ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
Don't listen to the loud man. Press L for us to go back home.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
You to ignore anyone in your life except for me. Oh my god.
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
I'm saying, man. You believe real, don't you, Stanley? Press O to go back home.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
He questions the bucket. Press X to relive the same day with me over and over.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
Need to go home to work, to home to work, to home.
Oh no. I'm having feelings. For the bucket.
What the
No, no, no,
fuck?
no, 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 no. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket?
What
Hear
is
what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or I'll...
Bro tried to take my bucket. Go back to work, Stanley. Oh. What? Welcome, Stanley, to heaven. Oh, buttons. This is hurting my eyes. Anything gonna happen? Press control. There you go. Okay, what the fuck? Do I start? Do I restart? I don't know. This is here again. I'm so
How
confused.
wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted.
Uh-huh. Interesting.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Ah, the embrace of an old friend, a weathered companionship that stands the test of time. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I don't know what's left to do.
This
on
was
the
not
left.
the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
We care about you, Stanley. Thank you.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even
He's
from the
my
original
friend,
Stanley
man.
Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Oh.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Oh, yeah.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
What?
It's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
What?
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
No.
I think it'll make a
can't do
wonderful
it.
new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True,
can't do
it
it.
also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you.
I don't understand what it does.
Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Can I go away? Oh, I can't even go back.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The Broom Closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Oh shit. I destroyed the game again. What the fuck?
The Bucket Destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spell-binding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend.
Goodbye,
For the
Bucket
moment
Destroyer.
in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
I'm so emotional. What the fuck?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. The bucket made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps, he would become both of those things. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Why does it sound windy? I kinda wanna go check up there. Something's happening over here.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I think I destroyed the outside somehow. I tried the elevator. Okay, that does nothing.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
I don't even hear the outside no more, so maybe I might have done goofed.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
This has been the weirdest bucket.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter, his one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the... But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls.
Oh no.
Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
Oh.
Birds. Silly, silly birds. The control buttons became active again.
Fly.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
Alright guys, I'll go ahead and take a break, guys. Oh, it's a good stream. Oh, dude, I am actually so addicted to it right now. It's not even funny. I would like to stay on it a little longer. We'll see what we do, if we even find any other endings. But Jesus, this is a lot of content and a lot of just open doors, and I love it. Yeah guys, look forward to another live stream. I'll be just live streaming more on YouTube, so I hope you guys look forward to that. Hope to see you guys around. Don't forget to go check out the AMB channel, where I have 2 new uploads from this date. So yeah guys, appreciate you guys for stopping by, and have a wonderful day, guys.